So in 2006, you catch the case for murder, right? At 17 years old. What are the
Yes.
series of events that lead up to that happening?
Series of events. Typically, so the dude who the whole situation was over, um, he basically, to my knowledge, and I don't have a full understanding what really took place between him and this dude. The victim of my case, it was his brother that actually the situation was over. So the brother and the person on my side had some dealings over some work. I don't know if it was weed or crack. Like, I don't know all the details. I just know that dealing went south, or I think the person on my side burned him. Fast forward 2 months later, they in my hood, and the dude who got burnt end up hopping a couple of my bros, right? So we get the call, and I'm in the city reeing up. Like, I'm on money time. I'm not even on violence time. I'm trying to separate. So yeah, we get the call, and like for us, unfortunately, like violence was normal. Whether we hopping something, we getting into something, shootouts is happening, somebody getting stabbed, one-on-ones, like whatever's gonna be, like we were with it, right? So we kind of normalize those activities to the point where I get involved in a situation like it's nothing, versus thinking about what's about to happen, what could happen. You know, we almost was gonna take it to the further extent and actually bring the grip. But because we used to violence, it's like nothing, like this ain't that serious. You know what I'm saying? Like we're already separating the situation from like a high risk of 5 versus 10. Like this is not immediate war. Let's go handle this. And I think on my way there, again, I wasn't taking it serious. You know what I'm saying? And me and somebody that was with me, we were walking, and like it's funny because the case, my body was over. It happened with a bat. You know what I'm saying? So on my way there, I seen a bat on the floor in front of a yard, and I reached for it. And the person that was with me was like, "Yo, you can't, yo, bro, we don't need that. You bugging." You know what I'm saying? Like, and I threw it, and I threw the bat. And when I get to the situation, you know what I'm saying? It got crazy, and the person who ultimately lost his life, the victim, ended up he brought the bat to the situation.
So this wasn't even something that was directly involving you. This was you just backing up your people, basically.
9 of the 10 times, Jay didn't really have no problems directly. Like, I was always on get money time. I wasn't a troublemaker. I was, chasing the girls. I was always doing me on some, and then whenever it's time to put on, I put on. So yeah, it was like me getting pulled in somebody else's situations. It's always been like that. You know what I'm saying?
So what is your reaction when the situation obviously gets out of control and he ends up losing his life? Like, does the police show up right then and there, or like you get caught later on? How does that situation unfold?
I got caught 4 days later. So I fake was on a run for like 4 days. And I kind of like played myself. See, I don't know the elements of the courts and all that. I basically fake turned myself in. You know what I'm saying? I basically gave myself up without knowing that they were looking for me. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like the dummy moment for me, to be honest. But the week prior to that happening, I got subpoenaed to court to like basically provide an alibi for the person who did my tattoo, because he got booked from copping weed off me. I was on like 3 blocks away from the tattoo shop. So it was a nice summer night. He ended up walking to me. Yo, literally on his comeback to the shop, he gets locked up for robbery because of something happened. 3 young boys, I think they even like kind of co-signed it. So he's legit an innocent person locked up in a situation. So I get the call from the shop owner like, yo, Al needs to get in touch with you. I was his last contact. So the feds got that, right? So everything made something like, yo, I got him. You know what I'm saying? I'll go and hold it down for son. So me being subpoenaed, like when this situation happened, I didn't know they were looking for me because they raided the person who told on me, they raided his crib immediately. So they connected the dots between the incident that happened early on South Broadway than the incident that happened 2 hours later on Carroll, right? That was when we showed up. The person that was involved in the earlier incident, they raided his crib. They ran down on somebody else. Like everybody else was like kind of getting the attention. Me, I'm a factor in the situation. Meaning the police know who I am. They could have went to my door. Nothing. So at the time, I'm thinking I'm low. And then that Monday, Tuesday, I end up going to the courthouse, such as in White Plains, a whole nother situation for this particular situation with Al. And somehow they lined up, like they coordinated the dots, because the night before, the person that they raided his crib on Friday turned himself in at 7 that night and wrote a statement at 7:45 or something like that. So the statement gets written, and now by Monday morning, they ready. I don't even know how that works. They must have known I was going. I can't even tell you where they was going to link, because they didn't go to my crib still. They didn't come looking for me that same night. They must have. I can't even tell you, to be honest. Like, if they knew, or he got caught tomorrow, or he got an interview with the DA, and then they kind of just lined it up like that. So while I'm in the situation, I'm on my way out. They kind of like locked me in a room.
So the person that ends up snitching on you, is it the person that you were rolling to that situation with, or is it like somebody that was the witness there?
No, the person that I was rolling to the situation for.
Wow.
The one that gave me the call that said, yo, we just got hopped. Like that person who looped me in his situation, that person who the Dillons went south with, right? Like, and what's crazy, just to clear, the one thing I like to always say is that I remember when I was in Sing Sing, there was a article about the case that made it seem like it was over a cell phone. And that was straight up like false. And the reason why I bring that up, because the way it all happened, like the story I'm telling you is not what was reported, right? But the truth was, it was his situation tied to an earlier situation that turned ugly, and then we got pulled into it. You know what I'm saying?
So this person, were you really close to him? Like,
yeah, he was one of my bros. Like, he wasn't one of my like closest ones. Like, if I had a circle of 6, I might be closest to 1 or 2, but the other 4, like, they just the bros, they comrades. Like, we warring together, we on the same strip getting money together, we drinking together, we outside together. Like, yeah.
But how long? But how does that feel when you find out that one of your own is the one that is responsible, basically, for you being in that situation? Not only for being in that situation, but now even worse, that he's identifying you.
Oh, I was angry. I didn't know immediately it was him. I kind of had a sense because I spoke to him. I think, was it Sunday, or I forgot what day. But I spoke to him. I knew some funny thing going on, so I banged on him. But I didn't really know, because I had 5 statements on me. I had 5. 2 of them were witnesses. 3 of them were people involved. So I had 3 statements written on me. So I was mad already. Like, you know what I mean? I got pulled into the situation. It wasn't mine. I did go left. You know what I'm saying? But to see how that all turned out, it's like betrayal. It's like you played yourself, because when you really look at it for what it wasn't even worth it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like it made sense. So I was more mad at myself for even, jumping all in.
Because you thought that you was doing the right thing, obviously, protecting one of your own. You know what I mean? Loyalty is a serious thing. You know what I mean? Like,
facts.
And to see somebody do that to you it's like the worst thing, basically.
Facts.
So during the trial, is he up there on the stand, like really like saying all this, and
we didn't even go that far. I copped out because my situation went from the victim was a vegetable. You know what I'm saying? So it was assault on the first. I got arraigned on, or I got arrested on assault on the first. It went, and I got indicted on murder in the second. So I had to contend that. If I'd have went to trial, I would have been fighting the murder in the second, but that could have went left, or I could have beat it. But the situation, the odds were stacked against me. So I had the first offer was 15 years flat manslaughter. Out of 15, you do 12 and 10. Now, it might sound crazy, but I was like, I knew what I did. You know what I'm saying? I knew what I did. So I wasn't even thinking of beating the situation. I was more or less trying to just, and it's kind of somehow I am now. Like, I like just get over and keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't have money to go to war, meaning we couldn't fight the case officially. I had an ATMB, right? So it wasn't like I was, lawyered up. I knew the odds were stacked against me. I wasn't ready to take a stand and try to tell my story, because I was going to freestyle. right? So that was just to me like, yo, bro, you made your bed, you gonna lay in it. You know what I'm saying? Kind of approach. So I was trying to get 10. My cop out was like 10 flat. I was trying to go for 10 flat. And I was trying to bargain with the lawyer, like, get me 10 flat, I'll take that. And I could have pushed the limit when she offered me the 15 and I was like, nah, I could have been like, nah, I want 10. But I was scared. Mind you, I'm 17. The way the story tells is like, yo, you don't take this offer, they're coming back with something even bigger. And once you know what I'm saying, they offer you that second plea, that first one's off the table. So you playing Russian roulette, bro. It's like, you either going to take this or not. And I took it. I might have kind of folded too quick when I think about it, but you 17, you scared, you're not sure if like, because the alternative was if you don't take this 15, they're gonna go up. Well, I think she said they're gonna go to trial, so she might have pressured me too, right? So she's like, we're gonna go to trial, and I was like, what that look like? She goes, you might beat the case, you might beat the murder and fall on manslaughter, but the judge might throw you 25 flat. 20 flat, 15 flat, 10 flat. He could give you 10 flat. So it's kind of like your fate is in the judge's hands if you beat the murder and fall on manslaughter. You know what I'm saying? And you take 25 when you could have took this 15. So I was like, I had to think about that, man. I spoke to my people.
And at least it was a flat bed too.
That was it for me. Like flat bed. I was happy to hear that. Yeah.
So when do you end up finding out that it was him that was one of the people that wrote a statement on you?
Oh, the statements that I think after the cop out, the discovery. I can't remember when because we ended up shaking in the county. I seen him and we ended up getting it.
Oh damn! So then you see him again then? So you actually see him?
Wow. I ain't gonna lie. The town was on his heels. Like he couldn't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, he went low and he came in the county and like he thought we were good and there was missiles sent at him. I ain't gonna lie, he couldn't really go nowhere. And then we finally locked on a visit and we finally got the shake because we finally got close to each other. You know what I'm saying? I saw him 2 other times.
Was he in there for that situation or he got in there for something else?
Something else.
Wow.
Because technically in the situation, it was over him, but he ain't do nothing to this. Like he wasn't the cause of the death, right? So he kind of was just involved in this kind of situation. But they could. I'm surprised they never booked him, to be honest.
So then you guys end up having an altercation. After that, is it like settled between you guys? Like you forgive him or anything, or like it was just like full on beef, like for forever?
I mean, he home now because he ended up. So funny thing was on my way out, right? Like I did think about this, like if I see him when I was in the state, like what's that gonna look like? Because he got on gang time, and when you're in the state, like it's a situation, you might have to grip up and then go to his leaders and like, yo, look, produce paperwork and all that. So you kind of got to make a choice at that level, and God forbid, thank God it never happened because I wasn't trying to like throw my bit away and not come home, right? So I did think about what would that look like. Now, being home, bro, the work I do, like I walk by example, you know what I'm saying? Like, so he means nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? I even tell a couple people that saw him and was trying to give him some energy, like, yo, don't even do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't going to even do that. You know what I'm saying? As long as he don't like front, which I highly doubt, he ain't going to bring none of that energy. You go your way, I go my way, bro. Like, what's to here to do? There's 2 outcomes, right? I'm going to take you, either I'm going to just erase you off the situation, which I'm not doing, right? Risk everything I got going for myself, which I'm not doing. So everything leads to, I'm not doing that. Just stay away from me and keep it pushing. It's a new era. It's a new age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's good, man. And it's good that you told people not to give him any energy because then he could be like, yo, you sent that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or he could see me and be threatened and kind of respond to a perceived threat. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about it from all angles.